Hi, I'm Trudy and I'm a therapist here at Nusol, and I'm going to be showing you today how to do a deep tissue massage. So the main difference between a deep tissue massage and the signature massage is a deep tissue massage works with the deeper muscle layers to really target chronic pain and chronic tension in the body. We use a variety of techniques with stronger pressure and longer holds to allow the muscles to really relax, relieve symptoms of chronic pain, tension from working at the desk. A lot of us carry a lot of shoulder tension, a lot of neck tension, and the deep tissue massage is a really great option for those who have chronic pain and issues related to posture and so on. So what can happen over time is that the muscles can remain contracted and this density forms around them. We call this a trigger point. It can cause a lot of pain. Also, it can send pain to other areas of the body. With deep tissue massage, we use long sustained pressure to release the trigger points and to bring relief to the whole area that might be affected by this dense tissue and this muscle contraction. So the aim is to lengthen, stretch the muscles, relieve the density, and allow the body to be functioning well again and movement to be easier. So what can a client expect from a deep tissue massage? It tends to be a little bit more intense than a signature massage. We do use long sustained pressure. We use some techniques that target the deeper muscle layers. Yeah, the pressure is stronger, but it shouldn't feel painful. And I like to check in with the client to ask how is the intensity from like 1 to 10. If it's higher than a 7, then I would actually reduce the pressure because we don't want to cause pain and we don't want the body to clamp up. The idea is to stretch and relax and those deeper muscles. Yeah, so the goal is not to cause pain or discomfort. The goal is to use deep pressure to target the deeper muscle layers, but the body should still feel relaxed and there should be no like wincing or seizing up from the customer. Okay, so we just start with making contact. Invite the client to take a deep breath in. Then I start by gently stretching the fascia. So we just stretch it on one side, and you don't need oil for this part, you're just gently moving the tissue away. Okay, now we're just doing a basic warm-up. We're just mobilizing the spine here a little bit, and this just helps the client to relax and get used to your touch. And this is important for deep tissue. You want to warm up the body before you go in too deep. And this technique is called skin rolling. It's also just a nice way to loosen up the fascia, which is the connective tissue around the muscles. Again, this just helps later when we're using deeper techniques, if everything starts off quite loose. Now we're just going in with some oil and just going to spread that all over the back with some nice broad strokes. Again, we're still just getting the muscles warm and preparing for the deeper pressure. Now I'm going in with my palm, so we're using a bit more pressure now. Just going down the back like this. How does that feel?
Good.
Okay. So now we go in with the knuckle. How is the pressure? Okay. I like to go slowly again, just to glide over the fascia. And it's quite normal to feel some tension or some resistance, especially in this area. Let's see the muscles starting to give way. I'm ready to go in with the elbow. So this is, again, stronger pressure. I tend to use my forearm rather than the apex point of my elbow, just to distribute the pressure a bit more. And again, I like to go very slowly. You can see breathing's getting deeper. And it's important to go slowly to really allow the trigger points to loosen. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we have quite a few trigger points and some density in this area, which is very common. So we're going to reposition the arm. Putting the arm here allows us to target this area more deeply. I like to think of it as lengthening the muscles. So. Again, just using my forearm here. Try and relax the arm in between positioning it, and then we're going to do. So this is how we start to target the deeper muscles. Putting the arm in this position allows us to go into the rhomboid like this. Give it a gentle stretch. Often tension in the back will connect to this point here, so I like to spend quite a bit of time here just smoothing everything out. Oh. And now just using my finger for a more targeted touch, and you can see here the muscles, trigger point starting to relax. Well done. Yeah, so I like to just do this a few times. You can see the muscle fibers firing here a little bit. Also might start to see a bit of redness in the area. And I also like to go in here with my knuckle and just relieve this whole area that can be feeling a bit tense and crunchy. And using this technique, I find really helps to break down the density that forms around the tense muscles. And then we repeat the same on the other side. Often one side will be more tense than the other. It's very common. So it's important to leave enough time for both sides. With deep tissue, we're really trying to target the chronic tension. So I like to spend a lot of time on the back, really trying to find all the trigger points. I like to do a slow squeeze of the shoulder, of the trapezius, just holding it until it releases. There you go. So this area is very tense for a lot of people. I like to spend a bit of time here. Also, having tense neck and shoulders can also stress out the lower back and the upper back, so everything works kind of together. So I like to go in with my knuckles and just stretch and then release. And anytime you use a technique with deeper pressure, it's important to, we call it make nice with the muscle afterwards, so do a few lighter strokes afterwards just to promote blood flow and healing. And I also love to work the base of the head, just applying some sustained deep pressure here. Again, this is a connection point for a lot of muscles in the neck and a lot of nerves, so we can bring a lot of relief just by doing this. Okay, now we're going to work on the lower back, which is also a problem area for a lot of people. Again, this is a very tight area for a lot of people. Using your fingertips allows very targeted technique. Stronger and stronger. Because with deep tissue, I'm often working for longer on the back, so I try and see, okay, where does the muscle, here you can see there's some tension that runs all the way down the back. And I wouldn't do this in a signature massage, this particular technique. It's me trying to find the connection point. Okay. So this is just one tense band of muscle. So with the arm in this position, so I like to work more on the neck and shoulders. Yeah. Often I'll do a few squeezes here. Always thinking about lengthening and stretching. Here, there's often a lot of build up, a lot of density. So again, I like to go in with my knuckle, smooth it out. And then we move on to the arm. I apply some oil. I try not to use too much oil with deep tissue because you want to be able to get those firm holds, and it doesn't help to have too slippery a surface to work with. You just want a bit of give. I like to use my body weight here to press, get a really nice broad stroke. Before going in with some more targeted strokes. And then with the forearms. Yeah, I always like to end by pressing and stretching, lengthening the muscles. This can feel really good after you've worked a lot on the area, because you start to feel how everything's loosening, moving a bit better. And this is really nice also just for lower back pain, to relieve pressure on the back. I like to just lean with my body weight. So to end the massage, I always like to work on the neck, shoulders and head, also from this position, so the client lying on their back. This is more just about relaxation, but also there's a few areas that are really good to get from this angle. For example, the back of the neck, the base of the head. You can also use your fingertips and work any remaining trigger points in the shoulders. Yeah, and I like to do a few holds, trapezius, just get any remaining tension. And don't forget about the chest area. This can be very tight, so I like to just smooth it out, lengthen, stretch, put on some oil, and then I go in with my knuckle, stronger pressure. Okay, and important not to forget about the chest area. This can be tight for a lot of people, so I like to lengthen and stretch, and then go in with the knuckle. And it's important to never force the movement, just allow whatever you're using, your hand, your elbow, to glide. And when you find resistance, you just stay there until the body lets you move.